What's going on, guys? This is Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ, and I'm back again for another great episode. Today's episode is about Jordan Howard's 2019 fantasy football outlook. Now, lately he's been getting a little buzz, that he's trying to improve on his catching ability and how he's fitting in Doug Peterson's offense on the Eagles. And for those who don't know, Jordan Howard has been traded to the Eagles, and that was for a 6th-round pick. But whatever. Now we're just going to talk about today his fantasy football outlook. Should you draft him? Should you not? Should you just do a solid pass on him? Or are you just going to add him to the roster to be a filler? Whatever it is that you guys feel like you need to do, just always remember to bring home the gold, people. So let's get right into the episode. So let's jump right into it with Jordan Howard. He had 935 yards rushing. He had 9 touchdowns, 20 receptions on 27 targets. Now, his running back ranking has been declining since his rookie year, people, since 2016. At 2016, he finished top 10 running back in PPR formats, and then 2017 running back 14, and then last season running back 20. So the decline is there. The decline is real, people. So I only expect him going into the season to be finishing less than, outside the top 20. Maybe even, he'll break 25 maybe. I'm not sure. I just know the decline is real and it's still going to go down. He's not exactly in a better situation right now. So he was actually traded to the Eagles for a 6th-round pick for basically a bag of chips, even though Matt Nagy said it's unfair to think Howard does not fit into this offense, and then boom, right in the off season, the boy was traded for nothing. So it was kind of clear that it was the Cohen show week to week, and that it just wasn't a great fit for Howard, even though Matt Nagy said that it's unfair to think so, but it was obvious, you know what I mean? So Cohen was running the show there. He's a pass-catching back, and he can also rush for a little bit, He's not averaging, 4.7 yards per carry, but Cohen did his damn thing. So salute to Cohen, but good luck. Now, there was a bad taste in Jordan Howard's mouth when he went to the Eagles, saying that the Bears didn't utilize him enough, saying that he could have done more. But we all know Jordan Howard cannot catch the ball, people. Like, it's evidence. He only had 27 targets, and he caught 20 of them for the entire season, people. So it wasn't like he was injured or anything like that. The guy just simply cannot catch. But he vows to improve in this offseason, and Doug Peterson does think he can get him more involved in the passing game, but time will tell. I do not believe it. I do not think so, but moving on. The committee is clear in Philly, so he joins a very, very crowded running back room. So this also brings up a red flag for me to roster Jordan Howard to my team come draft day. Now, he will probably have the leg up on most of them, if not all of the running backs in the room, but I think there's one guy that will probably make some noise immediately, and that's Miles Sanders. Now, Miles Sanders is from Penn State. He's a good runner. He has some catching ability, so therefore that's only a leg up on Jordan Howard. Now, he was drafted in the 2nd round, so the Eagles seem definitely invested into Miles Sanders, because the last time they drafted a running back this high in the 2nd round was LaShawn McCoy in 2019. So the Eagles got their guy, so they didn't hesitate to pull the trigger in the 2nd round to go get him. So he definitely will be on Jordan Howard's heels. So that's definitely something to monitor through training camp, because we already know the Eagles running backs have a committee, and that when we go into drafting, we try to get, somebody that will finish out the half of the games or get most of the goal line work. But I think Miles Sanders will probably be the guy that you will probably have to target, other than Jordan Howard and anybody else that's on the roster, Smallwood or whatever, Clement. But as of right now, Miles Sanders' ADP is higher than Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard has an 805. Miles Sanders, I believe, is going in the 6th or 7th round. I have to check on that. I'm not too sure. But with all that being said, Miles Sanders does not have to be slept on, people. He will be getting those touches from Jordan Howard. Now, it was reported that Jordan Howard would get the short yardage work, but hopefully and probably he'll get the goal line work. Will, keep him still touchdown relevant. I mean, the 9 touchdowns back-to-back years with Jordan Howard is what really makes, Jordan Howard an attractive pick to get into the draft. But again, you got to have players that aren't just on your bench as fillers, because once they're asked to step up and they cannot step up to a consistent week, when you got a guy injured in your starting lineup, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a wasted pick that I like to think it as. Because if you have your solid 2 running backs and one of them, God forbid, gets hurt in week 3, now you're looking to your RB3s, your potential running back flex, and they're just fillers. So you just was, bullshitting, the last couple rounds, or in the, still in the mid rounds, and you just got guys like Jordan Howard that's probably not going to be consistent week to week. So again, of course, I'm talking redraft, PPR formats, 12-man teams. So Jordan Howard is not like the guy that I'm hoping to have on my team when one of my guys are injured, because again, if he cannot step up to the plate and be relevant, fantasy relevant, and him being limited to not being able to catch balls, it's just not going to happen. I need to bring home the gold, people. So I wouldn't even look to Jordan Howard in PPR formats, because it's almost non-existent. Even though the little buzz of Doug Peterson getting him more involved in the passing game and that he vows to work on his hands, I'm not believing it. It's more of a wait and see for me. If he does great and if he gets this contract extension with the Eagles, then all right, then we can look to the future of having Jordan Howard on the team if his pass catching ability does improve. Face it, Howard hasn't caught more than 30 balls in his last 3 seasons that he's been in the NFL. That is kind of embarrassing for you to be saying that, you weren't utilized enough on the Bears and you could have done more in the passing game. But honestly, if your coaching staff know you cannot catch, they are not going to put you on the field to be catching the ball, sir. So again, Doug Peterson vows, or he thinks that he can get him more involved in the passing game. I don't believe it at all. It's just not believable. In 2016 and 2017, Jordan Howard had the worst drop rate ever. He had 21% of the time that he was catching the ball. 21%, people. Only 21% of it that he was going to catch that ball. Nope, not happening. But on the lighter note, he had 1 drop last year. But again, he didn't have that many targets. So I'm pretty sure if those targets were in the 50, 60 range, he would have had at least maybe 9, 10 drops, and that's not good at all. You shouldn't be dropping anything as a professional football player. I'm kidding. I know that's over exaggerating, but still, Jordan Howard is terrible at catching. It's like he's catching with bricks, people, or like his hands are chopped off as soon as he sees the ball. It got to be something mental, because I don't know. It's not that hard to catch a ball as a running back, because you're only catching about 4 or 5 yards. It's not like you're doing a deep route or you're going a contested catch or anything like that. You're just catching the ball out the backfield, dude. Why can't you catch that? But anyway, moving on. We just know that he cannot catch. What makes this situation even more scarier to roster Jordan Howard is that the Eagles are ranked 20th in rushing attempts and 22nd in rushing TDs. So that's not a good situation. That's not good for Jordan Howard being so touchdown dependent, I would say. Even though he's still a very good runner, but he can't catch the ball. They're 22nd in rushing TDs and 20th in rushing attempts. So that just brings down Jordan Howard's value even further down. I'm not really willing to roster a filler that's can't step up to the plate week to week. So again, there's little buzz that he's going to be working on his pass catching ability. Is not something that's drawing me in to go draft this guy. So if you're going to be the guy to disregard everything I said about Jordan Howard, then, at best, he's a running back 4/flex. He's definitely not a week-to-week start. He will burn you, people. He's not consistent. So it's just a matter if that's how you want to run your team, with a bunch of fillers that can't step up to the plate when they're asked to, then hey, that's all you. But remember, the most important thing is to bring home the gold, people. So keep that in mind. So with the Eagles being so pass heavy, and you got the Miles Sanders on the heels of fucking Jordan Howard, and then just a mess of a running back committee, it's not looking good for Jordan Howard to be on my roster to try to bring home the gold. So Jordan Howard, I'm good, love. Enjoy. So that wraps up another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. That was Jordan Howard's Fantasy Football Outlook. I'll be back next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ.